How's it going? Good, thanks. As the guys know, it took you a minute to get in here, so let you get settled. If we're ready, though, we can open up the floor to questions for student athletes here. Right here in front.
Yeah, DJ,
Oh, sorry. Can you wait for the mic real quick? Sorry about that. No, it's my bad. You're fine.
My bad. DJ, obviously, Boogie coming back into things. How's he looked in practice, and how are you guys kind of divvying up the ball handling roles so far?
He been looking good. You know, we just all happy to have him, be able to have him out there with us, just have him by our side again, just being able to be on the court with us again. So, you know, he been looking good, and he gonna help us a lot.
And then last season, obviously, you were in the NCAA tournament with Kentucky, and that didn't go the way you wanted. How much of a motivating factor is it for you to be back in the tournament, and what did you feel like you learned from last season's result?
I say it's very motivating, but at the same time, you know, I'm just grateful to be able to be in the tournament. You know, this is something you dream of, just being able to play in March Madness. So, you know, it's like a blessing. But, you know, something I learned just, you know, not to take any game lightly. You know, every game is going to be hard, and it's not going to be easy. So, you know, just to prepare for every game like it should last.
Thanks, DJ. Got one here in front.
Hey, DJ. Adam Zagoria, NJ.com. How you doing, man?
How you doing? I'm
Good.
good.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Last year, what was Cal's kind of message to you, you know, when you transferred about how you could get better and become a better player at Arkansas, and how seriously did you consider maybe trying to go to the NBA after last year?
Really just learning, you know, learning from experience, just listening to him, just trusting him, just stuff like that, just really improving in everything, you know, like nothing specifically, just improving as a teammate, you know, as a player, and just everything. And when it comes to the NBA, I ain't really like put too much consideration into it, you know.
And just how difficult, to follow up on that question before, how painful and difficult was that loss last year, losing in the first round, and how kind of happy are you to have another chance at that?
You know, it's very painful. You know, me personally, it was very painful. Just, you know, that wasn't the plan, you know, to lose. And, you know, that's never the plan, though, to lose, especially, like, in the first round and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm just happy to be back, you know, happy to have another opportunity and another go at it. And, you know, now I know, you know, you can't take anything lightly. You can't take anything for granted because, you know, none of the games going to be easy no matter who you playing because every team is good. So I feel like it was a good learning experience.
I mean, when you came out of high school, there was a lot of hype and expectation with your ranking. Everyone thought you were going to be one and done. Do you just feel now like your timetable to get to the NBA is whatever it's going to be is what it'll be?
You know, I ain't even thinking about that right now. You know, I'm just thinking about March Madness, just winning with my team. You know, right now I'm in college, so that's the only thing that mattered to me. You know, my team and my teammates and just trying to win.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks, DJ. Any other questions here? Right here in front. Right here in front. Yeah.
Yeah, Jonas, obviously, you went to the Elite Eight last year with Tennessee. John L. has been to the Final Four in the past. Just how much is the team leaning on you guys and that experience so far since you guys have been working on the tournament stuff, and just how much have you kind of embraced a leadership role with that regard?
You know, they definitely depend on us a lot, especially me and Nelly. We've been, you know, to the, you know, future rounds, Elite Eight, Final Four. But, you know, we need every individual in this team, including the coaching staff, just falling back on the work, going in, scouting each team carefully because we don't want to lose these games. Like, we want to go all the way. We're trying to get Arkansas first, you know, the second national championship, so we're trying to go all the way for sure.
Oh, green volume real quick, sir.
For both players, when you guys look at Kansas, what are some of the things that stand out about them to you guys?
Really good team, well-coached team, obviously. A lot of history between the two. They played them in the exhibition earlier. They had some missing players. I wasn't playing, so it's going to be fun to watch. We're already in March. We played them October, so just excited to see.
Yeah, you know, like Jonas said, you know, they're a very, very well-coached team, very talented, very experienced as well, you know, especially when it comes to, like, the tournament and stuff like that. You know, they're very experienced. You know, a lot of our players have been here before. So, I mean, we excited. You know, we just excited to be able to go up against them and be able to compete against them, just knowing how good of a team they are. So, you know, we prepared as much as we can, and we're preparing as much as possible because we know it's not going to be easy.
And DJ, for you specifically, looking at the game you guys played in October versus now, where's the biggest difference you've seen from Kansas?
You know, of course they had a couple players out. You know, they had a couple players out. So, you know, players that can make them a totally different team. But, you know, even the guys who we did play were good as well. So just learning from that, you know, that was an exhibition, you know, so it's been a long time since then, and they've had a lot more games and stuff like that. So, you know, I feel like we'll be seeing a totally different team.
Anything else out there? Nothing else for our guys? All right, if there's nothing else, thank you for your time, fellas. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
okay? Thank you. We'll have Coach Kelly